let me, you guys, we've talked about a lot of things. Your experiences. In fact, I feel like you're now in your sweet spot. Let me put it this way. You might. Okay. Let's see. Okay, from the guys looking out, looking in.
Yes.
Like the way the whole ikigai concept, where your skills, experience, vocation, all of this comes together, and it's more or less where you operate optimally. Now, because I want to switch gears to, because I see your ministry is for family. It's just coming from, let me say, different angles, but it is one ministry. Like, because you're serving the church does not mean it's true. It is away from what Couple on a Journey does. Right? Now, how does that work harmoniously? Because I feel like it's important to start talking about, you guys have developed many products. Wonder there's the connection cards, which I know you are best at doing this. These are the things I think she thrives in. I do. You do. How does I want to bring it to how have you seen you guys connecting and coming to a sweet spot where you're able to serve families even better using these different things? This house, this connection cards. I see you guys on coaching calls where you talk to couples, like you mentor them. We are a beneficiary of that. Like, so how are you seeing this vision coming together, and how is it? Because it seems that there's still something going on there. How do you see this thing coming together?
Well, do you wanna go first?
No.
So how I look at it, yes, it's very true that this is a family ministry. However you look at it, because being called preliminary into the marriage ministry, and happy marriages means happy families. Happy families means a happy congregation, right? It all starts in the family, and we, like, whether we're serving a church, it's the family ministry. Whether it's at Couple on a Journey, it's also the family ministry. So now, like, Couple on a Journey, for maybe the guys who don't know.
Tell them. Talk about Couple on a Journey.
Couple on a Journey. We believe every couple is on a journey. So the marriage ministry that God gave us is called Couple on a Journey. And the main mandate of Couple on a Journey is helping couples journey towards happy, healthy, and godly marriages. Happy, healthy, and godly. Those three things. And we do this through a number of activities. We have those connection cards.
Right.
Yeah. So they foster, like, really meaningful conversations.
That's the healthy part.
Yes, that's the healthy. Yes, the happy. Okay, let's talk about the happy. Happy is through events. We organize date nights, events, like just the fun aspect of marriage. Marriage doesn't have to be boring. Just because you are committed to your marriage doesn't mean that you die in boredom. So we try to spice up marriage, like coming up with meaningful events where you meet other couples.
You currently have a
7-day challenge.
7-day challenge.
Yes.
There's also a sex challenge.
Yes, a sex challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just spicing up people's marriages.
Now
you guys were engaged in that one. I think it was hearts, likes. Let's go.
Come out.
Yeah. So now we have, it's a group called the 7-day challenge. So now we're doing the 7-day challenge based on Ephesians chapter 5. Husbands, love your wives. Wives, submit to your husbands.
Right.
So we're trying to live it out. Through challenges of, how husbands can practically love their wives through day-to-day activities that it doesn't require a lot of money or planning. It's just love them in this way. And now this week we're doing wives, submit to your husbands. So those are just ways, like fun ways of showing guys that, this thing is not that hard. It's just intentionality that goes into it. So, and then we have the connection cards that now healthy conversations turn out to be healthy marriages. It builds healthy marriages.
Yeah.
And then we have the devotional.
Yeah, you have this 31-day couples devotional.
Let me tell you something.
Ignite, draw closer to God and to each other.
Yeah.
Hey.
That devotional, we're actually going through it right now. And you know, sometimes you can create content. You
Thinking it's for others.
But it's for us.
Wow.
Yeah? So like we're going through this 31 day.
And it's amazing.
It's amazing, guys. Let me tell you.
Even
I'm
we
not
get
saying that
shocked.
because we developed it by the way. But even us guys, we get shocked. Yesterday we were like,
Who wrote this thing?
who wrote? Like getting high on our own content. But no, it's actually God.
Right.
So yeah, and then we have this house. It's called the Couples Haven. Our dream is to see couples being intentional, creating spaces that, number one, are safe, spaces where a couple who's having issues or they're just having those, you know, they're the valley, they're in the thick of things. They come into this place and there's a haven, it's a safe haven for them to experience one another, for God to work in their marriages. Yeah, and just a place where you can just relax and disconnect from the world and just work on yourselves.
Yeah.
And it's been an amazing journey. Let me tell you, it's been an amazing journey. Sometimes we look at ourselves like this and like, truly God moves.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can't wait. My word for couples is that there is help outside here. See, what we run, we have experiences here. We have anniversaries. Guys come in this space, they celebrate their anniversaries. We've got an experience called SOS, marriage in distress. Many times marriages are in distress, and if that distress is not handled well, guess what? It's like a cancer.
Yeah.
It grows. When it's stage 4, that's when you're trying to treat that cancer.
Right.
You know, you better just nip it at the bud. So we have such experiences. It's a space where couples can just come to play and pray. You know, it's just fun stuff. Marriage is, it's never that serious. You know, just engage that intentionality and fun. And then you realize that even what we are going through is not half as bad as what we think. Yeah, and then the other thing is that we like to bring couples together. You know, like you guys meeting other couples, and then, you know, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when couples just come together and share experiences, it does something. And we have seen marriages being rebuilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we thank God for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amen.
Wow.
So,
So, on that note, let's just use some of these connection cards. Let's connect.
Be careful of the card that you pick.
Hey. So these cards, I know, because we've used them before and we love them.
There's some that are dangerous.
So there are some that I've read. So Ebu, as I'm showing, you tell us the red ones are, what's the theme of the red cards?
Well, so so interestingly enough, let me just talk about these cards. Like God just said, you know what? You should create these cards. Just create these cards for couples. So it was such a divine idea that it was almost like a no-brainer. I just got into the computer, typed out these things, and trusted that God is going to move. So now we created these questions. They're conversation starters. We like to call them conversation starters. Yeah. So they are questions that help you just delve deeper into topics in your marriage. Yeah. So we have got the red cards. We've got the
Red hot.
Hey, red just sounds.
They're not as in red hot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're deeper.
Red.
Take the red is yours.
And then the green ones are usually just general questions. And then it goes deeper like that. It's green, gray, and then red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll each pick a card from each color.
Okay.
Hakuna kutoroka.
No
See, now
way.
you
I
have
thought
green.
you would pick
No,
from
no. Pick a red
particular
card.
color.
Yeah.
Pick a green card.
Oh,
pick
okay.
This is black.
Yes.
Abu
I
shuffled
have
those
mine.
cards.
Even when we've played them with other couples and we get them, we're like,
Hey.
how can we get out of this?
Yeah.
I remember that during one of the couples retreats that we had here. Let me pick a green.
Okay. So first pick a red.
Can
Why
I
are you
pick a
giving me
green?
this one?
No, I haven't. You can take even one in the middle. I'm nervous.
Okay.
And do you
I
have
have all.
You don't have
Alright,
a
we
green
said-
one.
I
I don't have a
Sanjay.
green one.
There.
Yeah.
We start with the green ones.
We start
Yeah.
with green.
At
Green,
least-
then
Going
We easy
deeper.
into eat.
green, black, then red.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
yeah.
Let me just have some. Sometimes the way
Six water.
this game goes,
Yeah. It's
Hey, Lord
can
Jesus,
throw you off.
please just
Okay.
let these cards not be.
I
Yes,
know.
yes.
No, this is YouTube. The internet never forgets.
yeah.
so you're saying we start with the
Green.
Green.
and we don't
Green
look
cards.
at them only
No,
when
we
you're
just
when
reading.
only
it's
when
your
you're
turn.
answering.
Okay.
So it's the card I pick. Do we all answer or it's just me
No,
answering?
it's just you.
That's
It's just
me.
you.
Hey,
Yes.
see how you're running away.
It's your
Why are
monkey.
you guys running away?
Here for another
We'll be here. Ah, yeah,
Okay, let me
sawa.
tell you. Okay. No, let's just answer these questions because
Okay.
wow. Yeah.
All right. Do you enjoy playfulness in marriage?
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Not all the time. So I have a husband who feels like he's 99% playful.
Yeah.
He loves to play. I love it, one, because he plays with the kids, right? The only thing is he's playful now. His playfulness is the one for after playing, you get hurt.
I thought
After playing with the kids, you just hear after 2, you just count down 10, 9. Everyone is next thing, kids are crying. So even then with us, for me, there are times I'm just like, okay, please, I don't have the energy. Read the room, dude. Read the room. But it's
We're
nice.
normal. I'm normal.
It's nice. It just, I love that we can play together. I
Yeah.
love playing, even when we go for couples hangouts for these things,
Yeah.
and we get to just go outdoors and play. I really love it.
Yeah.
So I love playing with you, Kenji. Yeah.
And you actually thrive in playing. Like when you see
She's
where
very
they're
competitive.
very competitive, where the game sports, the things. There's a time we went to for GP karting. Let me tell you. I don't know who paid her, but she just decided she was just going to overlap guys and ram into people. I'm like, who's this coming on my
I'm
rear?
not running. I'm a good driver.
But you are a great driver. So she smoked me in GP karting at
in
once.
all games, I actually.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Come
See, I'm
on.
like,
You're like,
its wheels are off. It's like those ones place where someone will get an accident here. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think you're a really great playmate.
yeah.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hey, when you were younger, what did you think marriage would look like?
Oh, that's such a good question for you.
Okay. So first, let me be honest. I never used to think about marriage.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
Yeah.
it never occurred. In fact, I was like, why do people get married? Also because I don't think I saw the healthiest examples of marriage.
Yeah.
So there was nothing I was aspiring
Yeah.
for. However, I'll tell you, for the little time, especially when I was the time we were dating, I saw younger people enjoying marriage, enjoying partnership, where you could see they become kind of friends. I mean, they were friends. They would genuinely laugh. And I remember coming to your house and I would find their folks in the kitchen making dinner and they're just laughing and having a good time. I'm like, what? Like, there are people who can be in marriage and have this much fun.
Yeah.
So it's only till later, let me say in my later years, that I got to appreciate marriage. But in my younger years, it was one of those things I'm just like, why do people do this to themselves? Like that is just injury. Didn't have anything to look up to.
Okay.
Come on.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. What things in life make you the most happy, most unhappy? Most happy. I think most happy is most happy. Let me think about it. Most happy, I think this might sound pastoral, but it's the truth. I think it's getting to know God more. It just genuinely makes me happy. Like you're like, what? I did not know that. Second thing, I think, will be my kids. They're such just joy mongers, you know, like they are amazing. Maybe just one more.
Your husband.
Will he make it? Will he make it?
The third thing that makes me happy is reading books.
Yeah.
The fourth thing is
We made it to 10.
top 10, yeah. The things that make me unhappy, I think I really get unhappy when I see people living under their potential. Like whooping them, you know, like Papa, like, you know, I'm like, no, like, I don't know. Because you can see it, but they can't see it. Other thing that makes me unhappy is when my loved ones are sick. Oh, I forgot. Another thing that makes me happy are my sisters. It's true. I really love my sisters. They make me so happy. And our niece. So I get unhappy when my loved ones are not safe, not well. Even when our dog is sick, I get so unhappy.
Oh, really? You've connected with it like that? With him like that?
I'm just like him going at the makes me unhappy.
I think another thing that makes you unhappy, I know my wife, injustice. Injustice makes her unhappy.
I feel you.
Very
I
unhappy.
feel you.
Yeah, so you can continue.
Kick back.
Hey.
So we don't need to answer this one.
You're creating the cards.
I don't understand this question.
The teacher did not understand his set exam. The question he set in the exam.
Why, Lord? Oh, gosh.
What areas in your marriage have you been apprehensive about lately? What does apprehensive mean?
Like you would just surrender. I don't know. You've been like
A bit passive.
Because I don't understand that.
we can define apprehensive for you real quick. Do you want some?
You're holding back. Let me just say.
Oxford Dictionary definition. Anxious or fearful that something bad or unpleasant will happen.
That was fast.
I don't know. Do you type that? That was fast.
Sterling.
I got you.
I think maybe it would be in the area of our ministry. You know, we have the marriage ministry, we've got the church ministry, and it was in a point where I was like I've been scared that now ministry can cloud our marriage, you know, and just, you know, being in a space where I have ministry conversations, you know, I've the fear of losing the connection of my, like, just this, you know. And yeah, there's been spaces where, like, almost like has caused aberration. Yeah, but the beauty is that, like, we're in that space of checking. Like, it's when you know that this thing has potential of taking over. Like, you know, we've got kids, family. You don't want to be that family where our kids are like, these guys were always in church.
Pastors were but not for us.
Not for us. Yeah, so that's a space where, like, we're really even in this season, because we're actually in a transition, right?
Yeah.
Into moving into a different congregation.
Right.
So those are the things that we are now going back to say, these are the things that we hold dearly. Yeah, so I hope I answered that one, right?
You did.
Yeah,
Well
yes,
done.
yes. Come on.
It wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, back to me.
Yes.
Ooh. So this is now for you.
Yes.
Have I ever embarrassed you? Have I ever embarrassed you?
Daily.
It's fine.
I need to live a life.
You're going back to town.
Yeah.
Have you ever embarrassed me? Like in public?
Just have I ever embarrassed you?
Wow. Okay. So let me lay a foundation.
That's what you're following. Well.
No, it's because I keep saying Mwende has been raised really well. Like, she's such a decent human being in terms of at showing up, looking shabby, or just what comes out of your mouth. Hardly you've embarrassed me. However,
thank you for laying the foundation.
let me put it in. You sometimes I see that you overthink things, so you question what comes out of my mouth.
Oh, yours.
Yes.
That's...
So sometimes I'm just like, so just let me be, and you could publicly correct me.
Oh.
Because there's a way you want me to sound, and to ensure that I don't give incorrect information or I'm not exaggerating, because sometimes she thinks I exaggerate a lot, and I am just a bit flamboyant with my expression. So
let's say you're quite carefree, and I'm just too, sometimes, I mean, it's overboard sometimes. Like, I'm just too careful. So on this side you have a very carefree person who will say what's on his mind, and me, I'm just like, ngoja kwanza, ebu fikiria tena kabla useme.
Yeah, so those situations where you interrupt to start saying, oh, it's not like that. I'm like, was it necessary?
So you feel embarrassed or irritated?
It
both. Sounds like you.
It's both and all. In fact,
like
sometimes I'm just
all the above.
Your comment has not added value to this conversation, but you know what? I guess
it is what it is.
It is what it is. You're married, so have your cake. But yeah, those are things that is it annoy or what's
embarrassed?
Yeah, I feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh, long suffering, my friend. Just hang in there. Trust God's character.
One of us could change. Like
tunaweza mbali.
Tunaweza mbali ukidrop your heart.
Unaweza book a night here. Do you need SOS?
SOS
package?
There's a part of me that kind of needs it. We move on.
Yeah, your turn.
All right. So how did your parents... Oh my gosh. Why am I getting this one?
Did you?
How did your parents settle conflicts when you were a child? The thing is, life seasons is all about authenticity, which makes it even tougher.
You can lay the foundation also.
Why am I feeling like I've answered 2 questions? Is this question meant to be for you?
No,
it's
you
for
see,
you.
it's for...
Yeah, so, okay. So how did my parents settle conflict? Okay, so one, first I felt they didn't have like a framework. I didn't get the best example of how conflict was resolved. They didn't have a healthy framework of addressing the issues that they had. So a lot of them were either publicly addressed in in a not so friendly or healthy way.
Yeah.
And you know, as much as we were small, we could catch wind of what's happening, and we were like, the issues here. And sometimes it would spill over into almost kind of taking sides, you know, like so this is my stand on this particular conflict, and another one stands on that other side. So it leaves us, okay, so which side should we go with? So for me, that was not a healthy way.
Yeah.
Because now when I grew up, I came to realize that it affects us in the sense that we formed preconceived minds about our parents, and sometimes their strong opinion sometimes wasn't wrong. You know, you could be both right, just looking at it from different points of view.
Right.
But the way you address it, the way you lay that particular issue should be in an amicable, respectable, and shouldn't spill over to the kids. So I feel that spilled over to us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, this
You're
is
welcome.
to ask you.
Okay.
As your life partner, what can I do to support and encourage you?
Oh, wow.
Get my phone, I take notes.
Well, let me give you your phone, you take notes. So
Fungua.
as my life partner, what do you have to do to support and encourage me? One of the things that I love is to be it's like, what's the other word for encourage? Is affirm. Yes, affirmations. You know, I run on high volume fumes of affirmation. So because when I get affirmed, I feel like, yes, I can be able to do this. You know, and also to know that I'm figuring it out. Okay. Trust the process. You know, because sometimes the process of figuring it out, you know, I am like Nyamu she's in terms of personality, she's a choleric. Okay. She's a challenger. She likes to say she's a challenger. Okay. So she's a challenger, and I'm more of a laid back. Okay. Yes.
I didn't hear that.
So she's referring to the 9 personality types of the Enneagram.
Yeah.
So they go deeper.
Interesting. We're
They go
listening to
deeper.
that yesterday.
Yes. It's actually, they go deeper into the personality
So
traits.
accurate.
Yeah. So she's a number 9.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah, number 9.
Number 8, she's a challenger. And I'm a number 9. I'm a peacemaker. Okay.
Wow.
So
I know.
I see
sometimes when she's challenging, I'm like,
You feel attacked.
I'm feeling attacked. I'm feeling like
There's no peace.
she feels like we have to move fast. And I'm like, my dear, please let me figure this thing out pole pole. Mnanipeleka mbio sana. Unaona? So the one thing is that when, you know, the one thing you can know to support me is when I tell you, I got this. Let me figure it out and just trust. The challenger in me is like, let's go. I usually say this.
Long suffering.
I usually say this. If my wife was a car,
Should be a...
Talk about you.
Yeah?
Not me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But finish that.
It's
Should be
okay. Should be
No. Talk about yourself.
a canter.
She's a no. She's
fast car.
She's a fast car. She's a fast car, and you know challenges. She's a fast car, but she's also an elegant. She's an elegant car. Yeah. She's an elegant. This is not going. Okay, let me switch it. But yeah, you know, like we're going home together. Yeah. So yes, encouragement, affirmation, and just trust that I'll figure it out. Yeah. So those are the two things, and also encourage me. Say, okay, I like how you're doing it. Yeah, I believe in you. I trust in you. Yeah.
Put him as top 1, top 2 on your favorite.
Yes.
I think I want those cards where your partner is on answers.
It's here, even this one. It's like, what is one thing that I do that drives you crazy? This is like crazy in a good way.
No!
Which card are you
Crazy.
using? The red or the...
Yeah, he's on black.
Yeah, I'm on the black one.
Got you.
Yes.
I don't think it's nice crazy.
Like I drive you crazy, man. Like, yes. What's one thing that I do that drives you crazy?
Not keeping word.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
Yeah. That gets her crazy.
Is it those ones? I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Alafu 1 month later.
1 month later.
Are you trying to throw a jab?
I'm just asking.
You know, I'm
if
hearing
it
those
comes
silent cues that is it those ones? Just say, if there's something I haven't fixed, you don't need, you can just say it now. We pause the camera, we sort it out.
One jab fixes all.
we learn from others, and anyway. We're done.
We're going to the dangerous
red
one.
card.
The red card. Let's go.
This is your question.
So much more, let's go.
Are you ready?
No, then you take this card. I can't be answering all the questions. No, this game is not fair now.
Is there anything particular about our sex life
Let's go. Authenticity.
that
Life
makes you
season.
feel all about
Authenticity.
yes,
Yep.
that makes you feel
First, what is sex?
that makes you feel uncomfortable or inadequate.
Hey.
Wait, time out.
We'll be right back.
Right
After this short
after this
break.
commercial break.
Manze, when processing that one is a load. So, no,
Okay,
just
I
read
can
slowly.
Okay.
What's a
Is there anything particular
Anything. Particular.
about our sex life that makes you feel uncomfortable or inadequate? Do you need any translation? Any Oxford?
That makes me feel uncomfortable or
Inadequate.
inadequate. Let me change my voice. This one is the baritone. The baritone. So lately a lot has been happening. So what makes it, let me say, uncomfortable or
Inadequate.
inadequate. Okay. When it comes to sex, a lot of times it's all about the connection.
Yeah.
But for us as men, and let me speak for myself, I feel it has to be a performance. Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I get all these stories,
What stories?
just you see now that I was telling you now
I'm
she was.
trying to understand.
Are you trying to understand?
You see?
It's my story.
Yeah.
I'm seeking clarity.
Okay. Let me say, there's the peddling narrative
Okay.
of satisfying your man and your woman.
Yeah.
And you can't be in a sexless relationship or marriage, or how are you in a marriage and your partner hasn't come or gotten an orgasm or
That's
things
true.
like that. So sometimes because we've been married for quite a while and I'm feeling like, we need to switch a few things up, man. We need to be more creative. So sometimes when you want just a certain, you just want a certain style. There's a way when they just wants. This is where I place for. Why do I feel already the eyes of judgment upon my life?
Thousands.
So all of you thousands of people watching, first go get married. So I feel like when you're comfortable with that one thing that you like, please, let's not try and be adventurous, creative. Let's just stick to the script. And then for me, I'm feeling the pressure that's underperforming. That's making it mundane. Wait, how do you continue spicing it up? So I feel very uncomfortable just doing the same thing day in, day out, routine. Back, I'm just like, clockwork. It makes me uncomfortable and it makes me feel like I'm inadequate. Like I need to be able to do more to ensure that I can satisfy you longer for many more days.
I feel you, brother.
I know.
Brother.
Kenji, you've answered for thousands
Brothers.
of brothers outside there.
That's not your question.
We can speak into it a little. I feel like responding.
No, may I want water and then you guys.
Hey, we clearly need a topic just around
Oh
this.
yes.
But you know, it shouldn't. In fact, I don't think. Is it awkward?
Yeah,
it shouldn't
sex
be.
is good. It's worship. And
It's a good thing.
It is.
It's ordained, and especially within the boundaries. Remember, even what Ernest was saying. I mean, it is fire in the fireplace. When if you keep it there. It's great. It warms you. It's nice to hear, see, and observe. When it's outside, the fireplace
burns the house down.
Burns the house down. So, those are some of the things, and especially for married men, we don't talk about them. And then we go carrying this shame on us. Yet it would be great if you just shared. Your fears or your experiences or expectations with other people.
I
love it.
Sorry, just
I think
you want to add.
I think one of the things that like I that's a wonderful question because it just goes on to say that even when you're married, you have to keep on sanctifying self because like growing up, we all have been programmed in such a way that you're supposed to, this is how sex is supposed to be like. This is what you need to do. This is what good sex looks like, based on Hollywood, based on what people say. But you come to realize that you're rediscovering Kama Sutra, all that stuff, all those styles outside there. But you realize that for you to enjoy like good sex, it's not bringing what is out there into the room. It's actually getting to discover your person afresh. How that looks like can be very different from the other side. So our inadequacies most of the time come from the world, what you've been fed. But just being in that space and you're like, it's very different from what I thought, but it's good. Like it's good because it's in its purest form. And for me, I still get in that point, and I'm like, I have to sanctify myself. Like, I have to sanctify myself. I have to satisfy my wife the way she needs to be satisfied, not the way I think. Because when I think, when it doesn't come like this, then I feel I'm inadequate.
Let me tell you, because I think that has been my experience. What I realized is that in marriage, I'm finally enjoying it as it should be. So unfortunately, because I had sex outside of marriage, there was this mindset created where it was a performance, as you're calling it, and it was about the other person.
Yes.
Like I never understood that sex is supposed to be enjoyed by two people.
Yeah.
And so in marriage, because we've created a safe space for us to have sex, we talk about it, we communicate. I feel like finally there are things we've discovered that get me to where I need to go.
Right.
And now because like I think we even talked about what he's saying, because I tell him I feel like I feel like there's a pressure you have and it's interrupting the fact that we are discovering, like you always get there. Let me say, whichever way we try it, you always get there.
Sure.
For women, I feel like it's just more complex for us.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for us to not get where we need to go. We don't get our orgasms that easily and all those things. So for me, I feel like I finally found the thing that works.
Yeah.
And then I start hearing, babe, and I'm going, I'm like, why don't we? I'm just like, no, just keep going.
Don't reinvent.
Don't reinvent this. Like, let's just move with the nini.
Yeah.
And so that's. But I'm just so thankful that we can talk about those.
Right.
That's very true.
Yeah, I love that it's safe. I don't feel shame.
Yeah.
So thanks for creating that space for us.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow, but it's a discovery. It's a journey of discovery, as you
That's
said.
true.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's almost like you keep on peeling new layers. You're like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And it's funny how the conversation before we got married was like, manze, some people say hawezi kula sukuma wiki kila siku. There are people who are, of course, there's the connotation that for you to experience great sex life, you have to have multiple partners.
Yes.
Yeah.
The idea of having one partner and enjoying it multiple times for a lifetime, obscure. People cannot see. It's just how.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we are getting to discover this, because even for me, I had to keep, let me say, switching and rewiring
That's
my
true.
mindset
That's
around
true.
sex, relationship, and marriage.
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right, so it's my question again. Wow. What are the unresolved conflicts between us?
Hey.
You're asking her, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For him.
Actually, I should ask her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, what are the unresolved conflicts between us that hinder your ability to be happy?
Well, I'm glad that we didn't get that one.
Hey. Unresolved conflicts between us.
That hinder your ability.
Unresolved conflicts. Why am I blank? Unresolved conflicts.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about, cleared? It could be even just simple clearing energy. It doesn't have to be such an huge conflict.
Do you have one? Do you know one that makes me unhappy?
Also, you can have none.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. Okay, I mean, unresolved conflict that
Okay,
hinders
let me give you a broad brush. Then from there, it can be finances. It can be homeschooling. It can be work. It can be mission.
Okay. Unresolved conflicts. Okay, let me just say, I think one of the things that I find myself feeling disgruntled over is the seasons when you get very wrapped in your work and hence not maybe playing not playing, like leading especially in, like, say, family time. Like, actually, like yesterday, I was irritated.
Yeah, I noticed when you walked into the room.
Yes. So because we are trying to build a habit of praying with the kids, reading the Bible before they go to sleep. So I think I usually feel very when that doesn't happen, and especially when I'm the one leading. I think in my mind and my expectation, I want my children to hear his voice as the shepherd in our home, calling them, "Come, my sheep," and calling us all, "Come, my sheep, let us now." And I think that's also because of how I've grown up.
Yes.
That's the role my dad played. So I think I've placed that expectation on Kenji as well. So there are days it happens, there are days it doesn't. And like, I'm the one reminding him, we need to pray. Like yesterday, you're just telling the kids, go sleep. I'm like, we need to pray. And then you go and pick a phone call and then you talk. Okay, it was an important one, but I'm just like, you can reprioritize for this moment. So I feel like that's one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It makes it that I agree.
You just see my face.
I just see the irritation that, like, dude, again we're here.
We're still here.
You want me to lead your home? Yeah, is that the expectation?
Right.
And some days I'm like, who knows, but the Lord loves us and let's go sleep.
We are covered.
We are covered.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah.
That's over to you, Nyamu.
All right. Okay. This one is not bad.
Okay.
What should a healthy relationship provide for the people in it? I think security, safety.
What is security? Juu kuna watu security is you must own, you must have, you must be driving, you must be living in.
Na kuna wengine it's just security hapo kwa gate.
Kwa gate.
That's not the security I'm talking about. I think a sense of feeling secure in the relationship. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So security in the relationship. Safe in that you're safe emotionally, you're safe physically, you're safe mentally. No one is taking advantage, abusing you, but also joy. Joy in that you're happy now to be in the relationship, because you could have safety and security, but you're unhappy. Yeah, I think happiness, some level of happiness should come from the relationship. So those are my three.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Healthy, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Last.
This is yours. What's one thing you're scared to ask me, but really want to know the answer to? Even I'm curious. Yeah.
Is your beard real?
I think for me it's what changed. That's what I really want to know an answer to.
What
changed in what exactly?
like you, and you know this already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how have you changed and why?
How have I changed and why? Well,
But then that's an important question, because I think we change as individuals, even within the marriage. And sometimes you might be still thinking this person is who they were 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I have different interests, different meaning.
I think that's it. Because you keep saying, I'm trying to figure you out.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm trying to figure out is...
Yeah. So what changed? I feel
Oh, you're going to go ahead and that side.
No. I want to, maybe just to expound on that question.
Yeah.
Is like, I mean, it's something that we've been talking about. In terms of like what changed, because maybe for some people, or even in like us, there are seasons in life that change you as a person.
Right.
Sometimes maybe you've gone through trauma. Sometimes maybe you've gone through a hard time, or could be a place of depression, just seasons. Life seasons. So life seasons bring out sometimes the best in you. Sometimes they bring out maybe another area of your life that you didn't know. Yeah. So what changed? I mean, I thank you for answering, but I don't even have an answer.
And it's okay. Like it's not just I've answered.
Yeah.
So maybe you can.
That's a question you'd ask him. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
You can one day.
I'll put into actually yes, it's actually food for thought. Yeah.
I'm not asking another question, but it's a question.
Yes.
Do you feel like you've changed?
Yes, I feel like I've changed because, well, of course, like life has changed me. Situations, circumstances have changed me. I feel like I'm not the person that she married. Well, in good ways.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you think your person has changed, but it's another side of him that you had not seen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I look at, my journey to parenting, my journey to marriage, my journey to ministry, but also in those areas, because as you go through life, it points your weaknesses. And sometimes it turns out like you have changed. But just life has a spotlight on a weakness that has been there hiding the whole time. It's like the shadows. You understand? Shadows walk with you all the time. But now there's a spotlight on the shadow. And it's like, Allah, kumbe kulikuwa na kitu hapa. This is the you I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like, and it happens for a reason, because, God is also saying, you know what, this is a part of you that you need to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's also work in progress.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense, because even the other day, Kenji and I were having a conversation. It were, I don't say it was conflict resolution, but we were just having a very hard conversation.
Yeah.
But out of it, I realized, I feel like there's a perception, there's some areas where I perceive Kenji to think of things a certain way, but it's actually not the case. So I don't know if you remember me telling you, I feel like there's something I need to discover about you that right now I don't know. Like there's something I'm seeing that I thought I knew how you'd process or think about something, but I'm like, no, actually, you actually think about it. You look at things very differently than I think you look at them. And I'm like, I want to learn how you actually think through things, Yeah. And I feel like that's maybe something that couples go through, seasons, as you're saying, that even, because I even know I've had couples share, like when my husband turned 40, something different started to happen. Like the wife starts noticing different things about the husband starting to show up, and they had not experienced it before. So I think it's really key to even talk about those things, because then somebody experiencing it just knows this is also still part of the process, because we are individuals. We are not stagnant. Interests change. Even I feel like I'm changing. Absolutely. I feel like I'm growing as a person. Like I'm growing in age, but also mentally, emotionally. Like there are so many things changing about me. And Kenji has to, like, that's why connection cards.
Yeah.
We have to take time to discover
Yeah.
those things. Like maybe last year we played this game, I would have answered this question like this, but the following year I have a completely different thought process.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I remember even we were having a conversation with Nyamu, and I can't remember. I remember what I said, and the gist of it was I was telling her, even if I got married to another person, we were in a space, you know. And I was telling her, even if I got married to another person, I would have found myself in this space because it's not you.
no.
Yeah.
It's not you that's the problem. It's the things that I have to deal with as a person. So even if I escape, and that's why maybe some people, you know, want to end this relationship, get into another relationship, only to find
To cure the previous.
only to find that the shadow is following them.
It's still
You
there.
know, the weaknesses are following them there. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like life's seasons always bring a side of you to make you a better person.
Yeah.
And you look back, and the journey that you've been growing. But sometimes you look at yourself, you know, you're tempted to look at yourself like, hey, you're still the same person, but it's this one thing. But people forget that maybe you forget your progress, the journey. But this one thing can cloud the relationship to look like, man, this one is an issue, you know. Yeah, but it's just to know.
Yeah.
It's just to know that everybody's work in progress. It's a journey. Yeah.
And change is beautiful. In fact, it would be more scary if you don't change. If you stay the same old stable, anything stagnant
Dies.
stinks. First it stinks, that means it's dead.
Yes,
right?
that's true.
So, and we're living organisms, so that we are constantly changing, we're constantly morphing into also what we feed ourselves. Yeah. So what Manda was talking about, because I remember it was a very hard conversation, tough conversation. You know, those conversations you don't like to unearth, but they're necessary for growth. We talked about it, and she had to rewire it, and there were rightfully so judgments about me based on the previous version of myself
That I knew,
that she knew. But that's why communication is so key, because if she didn't ask me my new perception of this and what I think about it, she'd still have the outdated version. So it's just important. What I'm trying to say is we hold judgments of our spouses, which sometimes is unfair to the growth of the marriage. Yet people change every day. And we need to communicate so that we keep updating ourselves on the new perceptions that your spouse or your partner has.
That's very important. Turn to your neighbor and tell them, update your OS.
Update your software.
That's very deep.
Yeah, so we've come to the end of this conversation. You guys, just one second each, just key takeaways, and we end this. Wrap it up. Key takeaways.
Key takeaways. Like for me, I just want to let everybody know that life is a journey. Marriage is a journey. And you have to embrace the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs. Because there is no journey that is just a highway. Can you imagine just getting into a journey that is just a smooth highway? You get even bored, you know. But it's the twists and turns of life. It's the roadblocks and the potholes that make the journey worthwhile, you know. Yeah, so wherever you are in your place of in your marriage, just hang in there, because the story unfolds differently in the road ahead.
In the next season.
Yeah.
I think I really like what you guys have said at the end. Update your software.
Yeah.
I think it's a constant journey of discovering, rediscovering, and it's a beautiful journey. And so it's to stay on the journey. So enjoy the journey.
Right. Enjoy the ride.
What's my key takeout? I think I've had so many, especially based on their story.
Yeah.
The one thing is when people make those vows, and why marriage is just not a contract or agreement, it's a covenant. It's binding with God, you know. And when you say through the good and the tough times and the bad times, like literally you have to live it in a way to honor your covenant. Because God honors you in that process. Because saying, I will stay here and it is tough, but I will endure in the long suffering is a way that we grow in our relationship with God and also in our relationship with your spouse, like you and I, right? So that was one big takeout. And also just to see how the level of growth. I've also seen Wanda, you've changed over the years in the way you also take, can I say, criticism and feedback. Let me call it feedback. Yeah, I've noticed you know, because you are generally just a sensitive person, which you don't like that term. It's my takeout. It's my takeout. But I've seen the way even just hard feedback, you'll be like, I will take it and I will see what really works, what doesn't work. But I do see your point. I take your feedback. Yeah, so I've seen it in the midst of this conversation.
Come on.
It's a key takeout.
So good.
I'm grown.
You're grown.
You're grown.
For me, I think two things I would say. One is trusting God's character. That thing has really stood out for me. You said trust God's character in every situation, whether be it in your marriage, the things life is throwing at you. Trust God's character. And then two, there's something you guys talked about, how you were in the deep and these guys just came and gave you a word of encouragement. I think the world today, we really take for granted that word of encouragement. Ulilipe two word of encouragement. So now you're just going to pray for us. You know, I feel like there's a prideful attitude towards our words of encouragement and prayer even, you know. But for me, you guys chose to hold, because you could have chosen to just be like, word of encouragement, that's not what we need. We need food, we need shelter. And truthfully, you needed that. But you also took on that, like that you allowed the word of encouragement to feed you. You took on what God provided at that time. And for me, I've really taken that on, like, what's my attitude? And when I'm expecting something from God and it doesn't come as it is, do I ignore it and just like, that's not what I wanted, you know? I feel like it's small, but I feel like it was a big piece for me. Yeah, so just good. Thank you so much, Joe and Nyamu. I really appreciate your time. Honored to be walking this journey with you guys. Always. Thank you for sharing your story. It's not always easy for people to come on here and just open up yourself to the world, because you know, but I do believe that there is somebody, even if it's just one person, who will be blessed by your story and your testimony. So thank you guys. I love you. Thank you, Kenji. I love that you are here. You add life to the party. Foundation. Right. That's all I need. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe, share with somebody. Follow our pages. Don't forget, we are on social media. We are also on audio, so you can listen to us on Spotify, where you listen to your podcasts. We are there as well. And let's meet on the next episode. Thank you, Joe, also over there behind the camera. Good job. Thank you so much.
Come on.
Bye.
Bye.